Hi, my name's Scott Hunter and I'm the founder of Vedavoo Gear, and I'm really excited today to be able to talk to you about our Spinner Deluxe Daypack. This daypack was designed as one of those pieces that you can take out for a long day of fishing and work comfortably all day, giving you access both on the back and the front to core gear that you might need to be able to fish. Taking some of the features that made our Tightlines Deluxe great and the interoperability of the pouches, we were able to apply that same structure here to be able to add a lot of versatility for your use. And so I'm excited to be able to fill you in on some of those details. But the first primary thing that I want to get across to you is the spinner is designed differently than any other day pack that's out there. The biggest frustrations I had in my glory days back in Wyoming chasing big fish in the mountains and off the grid, so to speak, is I would hike in, and because of the length of the day I needed to carry enough gear, I was forced to carry a day pack. But a lot of the day packs that I carried had the same problem, and that was that if I wanted to be able to wear that pack up high so I didn't get it wet while I was waiting, I really needed to cinch these straps down with that secondary strap here, so I suck them down in, and that would pull those straps deep into my armpits and give me kind of this tight, very uncomfortable way of wearing the pack while I was out fishing. Now, especially when I'm going crossbody casting or when I've been out double hauling all day, that's really frustrating, and it gives you a lot of pain and rubs on the inside of your shoulder that aren't really necessary. So when I set out to design this pack, my goal was to build it so that I could pull it up all the way to the top, just like that, buckle across my chest like this, and then I have this strap system that horizontally supports the pack, keeps it up high in place, but it also gives me the ability then to take these straps and push them out when I need additional support for the hike in, or the ability to push them back to the center when I'm ready to start fishing, so I have free range of motion without any kind of interior shoulder rub to be able to bug me as the day goes on. Now the other thing different between our Spinner Deluxe and our Spinner, the core body of the day pack is the same, but on the Spinner Deluxe, it gives you the ability also to carry it with the Deluxe gear pouch mounted right to the face of the pack, and it does come with one of these pouches mounted to it. This one here is done in custom colors in camo and orange. Obviously, one of the values of buying from Vedavoo, we can build it your way in any number of colors, but this is kind of a fun one here that we built for a customer to quickly show. But the key here is that the gear pouch is where I'm going to keep my core fly boxes, some of my key gear, and then I keep my day's worth of gear in the main compartment. Plus, then I've got additional access to some other features underneath this pouch. And it may seem a little complicated, but as I go a little further into it, hopefully it'll become more clear and you can see why we designed this the way we did and as we did. So for right now, I'm going to go ahead and pop this pouch off by unclipping it from the two core buckles here and then unwrapping and pulling it loose. I'm just going to set this aside for a moment so I can demonstrate more about how this works. So now I've hiked in, the pouch has been mounted to the back of the pack, now I'm ready to start fishing. So I go ahead and pop the pouch off, I throw the pack on over my body, and that's ready to go. So if I don't necessarily even need the pouch that day, I can still fish it just like this. And one of the nice values about this new version here is that you have the ability to take just one arm out, keep the other arm in, and I can pull this pack around in front of me like this, where I've got the ease of access, being able to drop everything front and center in front of me, where I've got a zipper pocket here where I can tuck in in this case, one of my stonefly boxes. This is a tacky fly box, my leader wallet, other small needs that I need to be able to tuck in and have immediate access to here, but not necessarily stuff that I want banging around in front of me and stuff to hang my line on as I'm fighting. Plus, it's also got this strip across here that you can see, and that's where I'm going to tack on or clip on my tools. I've got my mitten clamps or my hemostats clipped off to this little loop here, just tucked up one of those loops, got some tools here. But there's 3 of these loops here, and there's 3-inch loops. And the middle one then allows you to be able to attach any number of our accessories that we offer. They're called our arc accessories. And they just rip open, slip through a loop, and drop in place. So if I'm carrying just the day pack and leave the pouch at home, so to speak, or back in the truck, I've got all my core gear set up just like this, where I can access what I need this direction. And it allows me to mount that tippet pack or the tippet on the tippet pack to the face of the pack, so that as I pull it around in front of me, I've got all my core needs right here in a hands-free position to be able to doctor up my line, make those adjustments, change my flies or otherwise, and then get the pack back behind me to get fishing. But if I'm taking the pouch with me that day because I need the extra space, I have the ability also now to take this pouch off and to clip on one of these. This is called our conversion strap. It comes with each of the Spinner Deluxes we ship now, built in. And you take this strap and you clip it right on those buckles on the back side of the pouch. And now I have the ability to also still wear this pouch, even with the pack on my back, to wear this pouch up front like a little chest pack, giving me access to my core gear up front now instead of back behind me. So it's easier to get to for those longer days without having to constantly pull the pack forward and put it back behind me and otherwise. Personally, however, I'm a big advocate for keeping my front completely clean, especially because I do a lot of two-handed casting and I do a lot of messy double hauls, if you will, where the line gets tangled on stuff all the time, and that stuff drives me absolutely crazy. So the other value to this with the conversion strap is you're allowed, or you have the ability to stretch this all the way back down, take one arm and tuck through like this, and now I can throw that pouch off to my side so I can keep my front clean and I can still fish comfortably all day without that need of having to fight that pouch up front. And I also have the ability then to just pop it around in front of me when I need to access my gear and then tuck it back around when I don't. So compare that to some of the other packs that are out there that have got buckles here on the straps. Obviously, those are typically a traditional harness width where there's a set point where you can anchor things in. But because of the value of the versatility here where you can slide these straps in and out, we couldn't set true anchor points on the straps without eliminating the ability for you to move these straps around. So I've been putting it off on the side strap. Not only are we keeping our front clean, but we're also giving you the ability to still utilize those straps the way that they were intended. And when this pouch is pulled forward now, it gives me access to a number of other pieces of gear. I've got a pocket here. This is where I'm tucking in one of my small pinch pouches with all my indicators and weight loaded up. It's just a little spring-loaded closure pouch. Fits really nicely in that pocket. I've got two stretch pockets on the side, which work great for pocket knives or flashlights or indicators or other items that I might be able to squish down in there, and then just use that stretch fabric to my advantage to squirt them back up to my hands when I need them. It's got a zipper pocket here for me to tuck in those key items that I absolutely can't lose. And when I say key items, I literally mean like your car keys and things like that that you need to make sure are safe and secure and out of your way. There's also a big pocket on the back, and this is a great place to tuck in a leader wallet or the sort, or some snacks for the day, in a place where you can access them very quickly. Now inside the pouch itself, there's room enough for two of these big boxes from Cliff Outdoors. So I've got the Super Days Worth here as my core box for my nymphs, my dries, my midges, and maybe some smaller streamers or some stonefly patterns. And I've also got this other box here, what we call our Cliff Standard, or you can pick them up. The Cliff Standard or the Cliff's Crab Shack are effectively the same box, but it's got double slotted foam on both sides, so that's where I'm going to put my bigger streamer patterns. So I've really slimmed down my needs by focusing on those two core boxes, but I've not limited myself in what I'm able to carry and ultimately fish while I'm out there. So it's a really nice setup for that. Plus, I should also note that, I've got my full hand in there made into a fist on top of those boxes, so there's still a lot of space in that pouch. So even if you want to stick in another tacky fly box or a couple other smaller fly boxes, you very easily can. And again, this just tucks out of your way when you're done, and the primary pack rides on your back. Now, the other key to the spinner is, I'm going to set this again aside for a moment, is that when the pack is off your back, the highlights of the spinner as a core pack are that it's got dual compression on each side of the pack so that you can really suck that load down, cinch it up tight, and get it dialed in for your specific load that you're carrying. That way you're not getting load shifts and stuff that's going to throw you off balance when you're in the water wading. We've got these heavy-duty stretch pockets on the sides. These are great for rod tubes. They're great for water bottles. They're great for those kind of things like granola bars or otherwise you can tuck in and have immediate access to, but keep secure there. There's also this flap closure across the top where you have this sleeve that goes through, and this is where I'm going to stick my rain gear. If I'm expecting a day where we might get some rain, I'll stick my rain gear through that so I don't ever have to actually physically open my pack to access my rain gear, and ultimately keep things clean and very simple for me there. Plus, it's got these lash tabs on the bottom where you can use these 3/4 inch gear straps, and you want a set of those, give us a call. We'll be sure to make sure you get what you need to be able to lash additional stuff on the bottom. So if you're hiking in for a little extra time, it gives you a place to anchor even more gear on the bottom. But the inside of the pack here is accessible by removing these two compression straps on the top, lifting back that flap, and then you see here there's a big drawstring that cinches in that top and curls it in over the top of my gear load and really tightens those up so there's limited access for moisture and stuff to get in. Plus it gives you the opportunity to then just rip it open when you need it. and pull out what you have inside. So in this case, I've got my my Bugger Beast fly box from Cliff Outdoors. This is a great big box for lots of heavy streamers. So if I'm running up a canyon and chucking big meat all day for browns, or going swinging for steelhead or otherwise, a great box for me to keep all those items in. And this is that piece of gear where if you're going to carry a box like this, it really is designed to be able to haul it. It's hydration bladder compatible. There's a sleeve in there for that, so you definitely can carry it that way as well. But all in all, this is our Daypack system, in that you have the ability to use the Daypack on its own, the gear pouch on its own as I've described, or the two in combo or in union, both where the pouch mounted to the back of the pack for the hike in, and also the ability to pop that pouch off and pull it forward for yourself so that you can fish with your core gear on your back and your the accessories and the flies and all the things that you need during the course of your fishing to be accessible right up front. So you don't have to swap back and forth unless you absolutely have to. But it does give you the ability to use each piece independently or together to really dial in your needs. So again, this is our Spinner Deluxe Daypack. It's one of my favorite pieces of gear, and I use this thing all the time. Love it, and definitely recommend it, obviously. And we'd be happy to build one for you. From our families to yours, thanks again for taking the time to listen to this demo video and for checking out our work. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. But in the meantime, we look forward to talking to you or building for you very, very soon. Thanks again for your time. Have a great day.